And here's a second point. Say it with me. Unresolved anger will unravel you. Yes, unresolved anger will unravel you. Paul said it in Ephesians chapter 4, verses 26 and 27. Be angry and do not sin. Do not let the sun go down on your wrath. Did you catch that? He went from anger to wrath. Then he says, nor give topos, place, to the devil. Don't give him an outpost in your life. Don't give him a base of operation in your life. Unresolved anger will unravel you. There's an author by the name of Harbin. In his book titled Beyond Anger, he writes this. As a clinical psychologist specializing in the treatment of angry men, I've seen many of my patients lose jobs, wives, and opportunities because they were simply not able to handle the normal frustrations and disappointments in life. They argue, they insult, and they sulk. They come to think of themselves as ineffective, unlucky, or just plain losers. They don't admit this to anyone, but deep inside they feel inferior. Others don't like them and they don't like themselves. Their anger gets in the way of their ability to be good bosses, good workers, and good family men. I have also spent a great deal of time evaluating men who have been charged with serious crimes, such as assault and murder. Many of these crimes were not premeditated. These men did not start out with the intention of hurting others. They reacted impulsively, often out of anger. Now, back to the Ephesians 4 passage. The word angry that is used there, it's from the Greek word orgizo. It means to provoke to anger. The Spirit-Filled Life Bible Word Well footnote points out in the New Testament, the verb is always in the passive, to be provoked to anger. The word describes a passion that is furious and raging with a desire for revenge. It is so intense, a passion that it will terminate by attempting to kill. Christians are told to avoid this kind of wrath. Pastor Robert Morris writes in the Fresh Start Bible, Ephesians 4:26 tells us, do not let the sun go down on your wrath. We need to address conflict while it is fresh, or else it can become a root of bitterness and hurt that will damage our relationships. You see, Paul said, be angry, but don't sin. So there is a anger that's not sinful. Jesus displayed it. It's a righteous anger. It's an anger that you do not use to beat someone up, but you use it to set things right. But very rarely do we know how to operate in righteous anger. We call our anger righteous, but it really isn't. But then he goes from anger to wrath, because he's pointing out that when you're angry and you don't settle the issue, that unresolved anger begins to cause you and I to become unsettled, hot and bothered. And that anger then becomes wrath, lava that is percolating and waiting to come forth. You see, anger is a God-given emotion, But anger is also to be controlled appropriately by the power of the Spirit. An unresolved anger is never appropriate. Somebody says, well, just sleep on it. No. You know why? Because anger is also unexpressed energy. You go to sleep like a bear cub in anger, you're going to wake up like a grizzly in anger. That's why Paul says, do not let the sun go down upon your wrath. You see, anger is the acid that can harm the vessel in which it is stored even more than the person on whom it is poured. Somebody noted that when a rattlesnake is cornered, sometimes it becomes so angry that it bites itself. When a man harbors hatred or bitterness in his heart, he is poisoning himself, just like the rattlesnake that bites itself. So then, how do I conquer the Goliath of anger? Let me give you practical points. First, practice instant reconciliation. What did he say? Do not let the sun go down on your wrath. And Jesus said this in Matthew 5:21-25. You have heard that it was said of those of old, you shall not murder, and whoever murders will be in danger of judgment. But I say to you that whoever is angry with his brother without a cause shall be in danger of judgment. And whoever says to his brother, Raka, empty head, shall be in danger of the council. But whoever says, you fool, shall be in danger of hellfire. Therefore, in light of this, if you bring your gift to the altar and there remember that your brother has something against you, leave your gift there before the altar and go your way. First be reconciled to your brother and then come and offer your gift. And then verse 25 says, agree with your adversary quickly. Settle accounts quickly. Don't let things fester. Don't let things remain unresolved. Because if you carry unresolved anger, it doesn't matter how you worship. Your worship is not changing you and it's not blessing God. That's why leave your gift first. Get reconciled with your brother. Dr. David Jeremiah writes in his book, Slaying the Giants in Your Life, I'm not aware of a Bible paraphrase authored by Phyllis Diller, but I know she has said, never go to bed mad, stay up and fight. I hope she meant to bring things out in the open and come to a righteous resolution. Wiping the slate clean isn't the same as sweeping things under the bed. Now, some of you that are married, you need to go home after this conference and have the talk with your wife. Say, honey, I'm sorry. Be wise. You want a good dinner? Admit you were wrong. Even if you feel you weren't wrong, just say, I was wrong. I'm helping you. I'm helping you. So say it with me. Practice instant reconciliation. The second way to slay the giant or conquer this giant or